exclusive membership, high-performance trainings from industry professionals, magical retreats around the world, growing without limits. Mastering the mindset of success. Awakening the giant within. Entrepreneurs of tomorrow. Seeing is believing. Become part and release your full potential.
Recording in progress.
Limitless Weekend. Unleash the power of true leadership.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo están, amigos?
Hello, everyone. Good morning to everyone. How are you guys? How is everyone? Tell me now your production. We hear okay? Thank you very much to everyone. We're going to begin with a new chapter in this training.
Vamos a seguir aprendiendo todo lo que requerimos saber para poder crecer de manera.
We're going to learn how to grow correctly in our businesses. We're beginning right now. Today I bring information super powerful, and I'm really certain that this will help you to improve your business. So if today you have guests or you have friends and people that you have show them this business, this is the time for you to send them the message so they can be here with you. Today, we're going to see principles and foundations to the business that we are developing. So we are going to give you a little bit of time so you can contact the persons that you're interested to be part of your community. And as every single day, we're starting the 10 a.m. every single day to this training. I want to thank production to help me to be with you guys this day and to be with everyone today and share this information. My name is Joanna Palomino, and I'm talking from Lima, Peru. I've been knowing this business for over 15 years. For many of the people that is right here today, maybe it's your first experience in marketing, maybe it's this first approach to this business model. But our objective as a company, as an enterprise, as a system, is for you to understand what are the concepts that you will be needing so you can seize every single opportunity to grow and become that engine for business, so you can protect your property, so you can grow your future and seize every single opportunity that you might have. So I invite you to stay here, and so you can understand the principles and foundations of marketing business. I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm a professional marketer. I never actually did something related that much to marketing, but I want you to wonder, how many people do you actually know that are, well, doing what they study? Because sometimes you study like 4 or 5 years, sometimes even more, and they don't get the chance to actually do it. But this business is actually made for everyone that's want to be in this kind of business to grow professionally, personally. It's for everyone. The first thought I want to give you: the world is changing. The speed that is changing is warp speed. While we're learning something, the technology is going forward and it's going faster and stronger, and we have to be constantly updating yourself and learning new things so you can be up to date. I know that there are many professionals that they are trying to specialize in something, that in things that the world is showing us and giving us. And I want to share with you the concept of Decentra and to change that way of traditional marketing. And I joined this project because I saw that the world is going to a place that we are not actually getting into it as fast as the world is changing. And this will, well, take us to miss some opportunities that we may seize and help us to grow. So you cannot wait to fully understand something to actually start doing it, because then the life is not going to be enough. When I learned the concept of Decentra and everything that they are sharing and providing, then you have to see that there is a way, there is a direction, there is a goal to where they want to take you. And there is a method, there's our steps, there is a process that will take you to that place and that goal. As I was telling you, I studied marketing and my major is marketing, but I never actually get to do it fully. And so I started independently 18 years ago. And this industry is a real business school. It's a school. There's a place where you can learn, where you can actually make and generate a lot of money, and you can grow your properties and well, and especially also yourself, to grow yourself. And this will help you and help the people that is around you in your community to get to the place of that success and your concept of success. Because after the pandemics, everything changed for us. And today, we're not the same person that we were yesterday, and it's not the person that we're going to be tomorrow, because we're going to constantly be, well, improving ourselves and improving others. And you will never stop learning. All our life, we're gonna keep constantly learning new things. And well, life is not enough, time is not enough. But okay, let's begin with our presentation. Let me share my screen and see that everything is going okay. Production, please tell me that if everything is going on correctly. All right, then let's begin with foundations and principles.
Tenemos traducción en inglés, así que pueden utilizar las herramientas que tenemos en Zoom para poder revisar el idioma correcto. ¿Listo? En producción también, por favor, estoy en mi WhatsApp para cualquier indicación atenta. Muy bien, vamos a empezar entonces.
Okay, so let's begin with foundations and principles of marketing.
Todo en el mundo existen leyes, reglas.
Everything in this world have rules and have laws that you have to follow, and you have to, well, those instructions are for you to follow them, because these are unbreakable. And sometimes in life, because in this process of learning, there are things that I have done right, there are things that I have done wrong. And well, those mistakes will help you to understand those mistakes and learn from those mistakes. But these foundations and these principles will never change. We might have new technology, we might have new knowledge, but these principles will never change. And in this training, I will try to save you as much time as possible to, well, avoid those mistakes. So let's begin. So there are two steps in this business, and these are really important. The first step is the construction and production. Is where you and me is that this process, it will take around 2 or 3 years, where you have to be conscious that in order to grow and have that impulse that your team needs, you have to be in phase 1. You must understand that you must be phase 1. So in this step, in construction and production, in this process, you and me, we have to be together and supporting ourselves, all with your community, with yourself, and all the people around you. So this being said, so there are people that will only say, well, I only want to be an investor. So I want to tell you that this is an enterprise that is solid, is rock solid, and you have to take this process like really slow. And don't worry, this is a really good enterprise because it's just barely starting. So you will be part of this beginning of this enterprise. So if you want to grow the construction and production process, well, you have to do something else. Sometimes it's really difficult to understand how simple this is, because this business is actually really simple. So the steps is just a system. It's a process that it will not change, and you just only need to follow them and apply to them. So how long will I be in this process in construction? Well, in this process, you will have to be double or triple diamond. Don't worry about how much volume you need. You have to be thinking about the process itself, not just only be thinking about numbers. You think that maybe you will think that around with 2, 3, 4 people, it's enough for me to help my community. But that way of thinking is a negative way of thinking. So this is a business that is going to be as big as we want it to be, because every single time we have the same opportunities, the same conditions, But the difference in this and the differentiation between people is the foundation that we take, that we provide to our team. So the second step is leadership. And how do we get into this leadership process? When you start leading a lot more people in your community, when you go to another country, then when you're investing more money, when your team is providing with more people to your community, and that's how you will treat them. And how you treat your community is how your community will treat others. So we have to do this smart. You have to do this smartly. When will I need this time? Well, how do I have to use my time? Well, the first step is to be focused on the construction. When you start taking these people and take your community to not just be a small group, but maybe you'll be taking them like 100, 200, 300 people, 500 even. So maybe when you are in this point, you'll start being in another country with other people, and we're in 60 different countries. So in this construction and production process, when we are all together, and leadership, when we already have that exponential growth. So remember, and this is important, don't forget that the construction and production process is something that we are always be in that process. So when you're in that leadership process is when you start taking those leadership thoughts, that concept, and those processes to improve your business. I want you to know who is Jim Rohn. He is an eminence. He is no longer gone, but he was a mentor for Tony Robbins. What does Jim Rohn say? People, I want you to listen to this. People will never have what they want or what they desire. People will only have what they deserve. So what we deserve is what we will have. So we can choose to try to do more things in order to have more things and deserve more things. So to have more and to deserve more, we have to do more. There's a principle in our business. You can listen to everyone. You have to listen to everyone, but listen to the people that has the result that you want. Because sometimes there are people that have the results that you want or that you desire, but in order to do that, well, you have to focus on that person and have them as your idea. So an explosive start. And this impulse, we have to understand this process. Right now, just forget about your leadership. Right now, we're starting with our foundations. In order to exponentially grow your business and your community, you have to do it like full throw. I mean, you have to do it like all gas to the pedal. So in this picture, you can see we have an airplane because that is how you're supposed that your community has to grow. You don't do it like 50% power, you're doing 60% power. So in order for a plane to take off, you have to do it like full speed, full power, 100%. How long does it take to an airplane takes to take off? Well, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. To take off, you have to do it 100% to take off. Almost 60-70% of the fuel that an airplane has, well, it's spent on the takeoff. So with the rest of their fuel, well, they take to their destination. So the same happens in our business. So you will decide when you want to take off. So you can have these last days. You will have these last days, so you can decide when to take off. But when you decide to take that 100% in the right activities, Joanna, but you know, I have these other activities, I have this part-time. But you will choose how much time you want to spend on this business. So for me, I take these 2 hours, but those 2 hours, I give my 100% to this business. So you can take that time, and you have to be conscious that the time that you take to your business, to this business, you have to do it 100%. For example, these 15 minutes that I'm trying to explain to you in the takeoff, well, you will say, well, those 15 minutes in an airplane, how much time is for me in this business? Well, it's around 90 days. But these 90 days is the part where you will take off, because you will use your voice, you will use your time, you will use your body, you will have to do many things, and these consume a little bit of, well, your mindset and your goals and the way you think. You have to ration your energy, because it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to be doing like 3, 4, 5 years with this 100% every single time, and it's impossible. But if you do it in this time right now, and you seize the opportunity to do it right now that we're growing, well, then you will be able to, well, like the airplanes, after they take off, they go on a cruise mode. That doesn't mean that you will let your work down. It doesn't mean that you're just going to chill and relax and say, oh, this is done. You have to keep constantly doing it, but in a different speed, in a different manner, and different power. It's really difficult to find a leader that actually had results and success to be successful without taking that 100% at the beginning on a decision, on activities. But you have to be the one that takes that decision. And like I said, it's a period of about 90 days. This being said, I want to tell you three wealth principles. These 3 principles, these will never change. You can change the technology, you can change or add services, novelties, you can bring many other things, but the principles will never change and will be the same like for the next 30, 40 years. So the 3 principles to generate wealth. The first is the system, the second one is the settlement, and the third is duplication. And you will wonder, does these 3 principles comes in the marketing business? Well, yes, it does apply. Because this will help you to grow your properties, they will help you to grow your personally, and this will grow, well, personally. So in order to be in a different place, I have to start doing different things. So every single thing and every single choice and every single decision that you have made has brought you to this place in this time. So I cannot be a victim, and I cannot blame other people for the information that I receive. I have to take the decision to who I will listen to and what I will be doing with that information. So these 3 principles: system, settlement, and duplication. And it applies to our business model. So in system, there is this phrase,
En Decentra, tú no tienes que inventar nada.
because in Decentra, you don't have to make things up, you don't have to be lying or doing other kind of things. Because there's new people doing all mistakes. This phrase is, you have to be a genius to make the wheel or to invent the wheel, and you have to be a caveman to, after you create it, not use it. I repeat, you have to be a genius to create the wheel, but you have to be a caveman. Well, if you, after you created it, well, you don't use it.
Nuestra profesión de marketing multinivel de networkers, una característica importante de la gente que
there is this feature that the people in this business make them successful and to be over average. So the people that have really, really much success is the people that does not stop learning, and they follow their instructions, because if you have the instructions and you have the knowledge, you have to apply them later. Because maybe I have to work with myself, not with my skills, but with myself, dealing with my ego, dealing with my personality sometimes.
Entonces, a las 10 de la mañana me parece una mala hora. ¿Por qué han escogido a las 10 de la mañana?
There are some people that take some bad decisions, because sometimes you tell to your community, you know, I will start like 10, 11, because it's the time my community is able to start working. Well, that's a bad decision, because then you're not giving your full. Maybe your community is like also taking a relaxed time. But in our system, and especially in this process of construction and production, because thankfully our business and our system is already structured. We already know what the deal is. So thankfully for us, the wheel is already created. We don't have to create a wheel. We actually just have to use the wheel. So the system is more important than everything else. Because if you want to work today and then relax later, if you want to have freedom, if you want to actually use the marketing and this system, well, you have to make the system to work for you, not you work for the system. That is a way of thing. And that has to be our purpose. Let the system work for me, not me for the system. Maybe you can teach someone else, I don't know, 10 people, 20 people. But what will happen if your community grows and you have 100 people, 200 people, 500 people, and then you will not have that much time to teach those people. And especially if they're in other countries, you will not be able to teach all that community. So you have to take those people and teach them correctly in order for them to teach others in that same system. So marketing, it has over 100 years in this role. So who are we to even doubt sometimes from that system and that knowledge? So today is the time to follow those instructions on how to use that wheel that is already been invented. It's not easy. It's not easy to develop this system, but this company, our company, this enterprise is developing a system that actually works, and they are creating from scratch, from totally zero, with these foundations and these principles, creating a new system, because it's time for you to take the decision to believe in yourself and believe in the system. So the next principle is settlement. It's how you will use the tools that you have and the strengths that you have in order to help yourself and help others. So you don't know, I'm not a very good speaker. I'm not very good at talking. Well, you have to learn those skills. Well, but we have, if you are not a good speaker, well, you can use maybe videos. You can ask somebody else to actually help you do those things for you. You have to know your strengths. You have to know your weaknesses. Your strengths, you have to settle with those strengths and actually improve them. Your weaknesses, you have to work on them in order to improve them. Because we actually have everything. The only thing we need to improve is to be patient and to let ourselves lead to the people that are guiding us to our success. Because we will be able to follow that system, we will get to our success and our goals.
Te voy a compartir un
And
ejercicio.
the next process, the next step, the next principle is the application. And I want you to understand the power of application.
Préstame especial atención
I will
porque acá voy a hablar
be
de
really,
varios
really
números.
fast, but I want you to listen carefully because I will be talking about some numbers.
Porque si tú lo logras
I want you
entender,
to see these numbers because if you get to understand these numbers, you will grow your belief that this will help you construct your future and your patrimony. Let's say you're working a binary team. I will share with you a simple strategy. You will try to get to two people every single day. If you go and talk with two people every single day. So what will happen? What will happen if you would simply two new members to your community every single month? This is what will happen. But bringing two new members every single month and duplicating that same model and that same process, this is what will happen. So let's say you start today, and this July you get with two people. You bring two people. So I want you to see the picture. So we have 1, 2, 3. And this is really important for you to understand the power of duplication and settlement and everything. So next month is August. So you will have two partners. But what will happen the next month? And you will wonder, is it possible? Is it possible to actually bring two new partners to my community? Am I going to be able? Well, yes, you can. I actually think that you can actually bring two people every single month. So let's think about this. This July, you have two people, two partners with you. So listen to this. You are the next month. You will start, not because you will start you and your two partners. So what will happen if you bring those two partners? They will also bring two other people. You will have two people, and those two people will bring another two people. But you're also bringing two new people to the next month. So you will say, how much is this going to be? Because I don't understand this. But don't worry, because it will help you grow your community. This, remember, is the step process of the construction. So I want you to listen to this. I'm showing you an example. This is the lowest example, so you can see the power of the application. So if I'm doing something correctly, you have to actually listen to your leader. You have to listen to the people that is above you so you can do and start doing the things correctly. So maybe in August, there is not just 3 people. It's going to be 6 people. So there is not only 3 people. And those those 3 people and those 6 people, it's different because it start adding to your community. So it's not 1 times 2. Now it's 3 times 2. Now it's 9 times 2. And that keeps adding to your community. So the next time it's going to be 27 times 2. So it keeps growing, keeps growing, keeps growing. And now it's 54 people. And with those 54 plus the 27, it's 81 persons in your community. And if those 81 people bring another 2, it's 162 people. So at the end, going 2 times 2 times 2, every single people, if they bring 2 new people, so by the end, in 6 months, we're talking about 726 persons. So I want you to see these numbers. We started the first month, we started with 1 person, that is yourself, and you brought 2 people. And those 2 people bring 2 people, and in 6 months, it's over 700 people in your community. And we're just saying about 2 persons every single month. So let's say that each one of these people of 364 persons start with an investment of $1,000 in Bitcoin. So that will be 300,064,000 points. And that represents $36,400. So do you know anything that will help you to gather this amount of money in 6 months? So let's say that, well, I don't want you to think about this like every single month, how much I will be getting, but focus on that process of those 6 months, because that will be your first goal. So now let's just put ourselves in the picture that this same person, that these same people grow their investment, not for 1,000, maybe they grow their license for 3,000. So let's say this same 364 person grow their license to a $3,000 license. So in these 6 months, with those 360 people, it's 1,092,000 points. And that will represent $109,200 in those 6 months. And why will you want to grow your license? Because those people will improve their benefits. They will improve their benefits if they grow their license. So maybe from the 1,000 license, they will want to grow it to the 3,000 license, and then maybe it will be the 5,000 license. Why? Because the benefits of each of those licenses are bigger and bigger and bigger, and they will make you and make them and help them to grow their patrimony. So just think about this. You, with those same 2 people in 6 months, if every single one of your community help you with bringing 2 new people in 6 months, you will be doing $182,200 just for this. And this is the power of duplication. This is the settlement. This is the business. So this being said, let's finish with these phases, these steps. So we are in phase 1. Phase 1. This is the concept of this business. I want to teach you how to, in 5 minutes, you can show how the business works and show the information that they need. But I want you to follow these steps. So phase one is to show the project, because we're in this construction and production process. So this is the basis and the foundations and the principles of this project. So you show the project, you make a follow, and then you start and make the people to start in this business. So my work has to be this. First is I show the project, show the business to the people I want to bring to this community. So in order to show, well, I have to learn how to do it. And how do I learn how to show? Well, you have to be showing stuff. How do you learn how to swim? Well, swimming. How do you learn how to ride a bicycle? We're riding a bicycle. So is there an evidence that somebody will learn how to swim by reading? Well, no. There are some skills in your life that you will actually have to do them in order, well, to learn them. Sometimes you will learn by mistakes, but you will learn from those mistakes. And sometimes when you don't know how to swim, well, if you jump into the pool, well, sometimes you will feel like you're drowning or something, but you have a lifesaver. You have a lifesaver. So you need to use those tools. If you're swimming, you can use a lifesaver. You can have other people to help you out how to swim. Maybe you can go into a less deeper pool. You can do many things in order to learn how to swim. So this is the exact same thing. You have to actually practice those skills. You have to get into those skills. In the Robert Kiyosaki book, he said, I need a team because it's impossible to do business by myself. It's impossible for me to grow exponentially by myself. Yes, I can go far, but will be impossible for me to actually exponentially grow by myself. I need so many people in my team. Like for Robert Kiyosaki, he said, I have an accountant, I have lawyers, I have so many people in my community that help me to grow. So we have to be smart. We have to seize the system in order to work for us. If you want to, well, be a good speaker, you have to speak with people. We cannot avoid the pain or the shame or the fear to do it the first time. Because this is an experience that will help you and be with you your whole life. Those skills that you learn, especially when you are fearful to do them or to learn them, because I don't know, your life experiences have taken you to places that you didn't want to go. But trust me in this. Those skills that you learn will help you and will follow you your whole life. And there are people that will just quit really, really easy. And there is people that will say, oh, you know, I don't feel like good doing this. I feel a little bit scared of doing this. But you have to understand that with the first time you do it, it just takes the first time to do it. When you do it the first time, it's an experience that will follow you your whole life. It's like, for example, when you do bungee jumping for the first time. When you do it for the first time, well, you are fearful, you are scared of doing bungee jumping. But what will happen? You do it the first time and you can decide whether you like it or not. So the second step of the presentation project presentation is 2 people a day. Show the project 2 people a day, because you will have different people, you will have different personalities, so you will have different ways to present and show that project to the community. So you have to take those 2 people a day in order to learn that skill and learn the personalities.
traído para ustedes, algunos ya lo conocen, que es una presentación express. ¿Por qué lo he hecho en esta lámina de esta manera? Porque imagínate que te encuentras con alguien, estás
So
conversando.
let's do a quick presentation. And let's see if you don't have the tools like a computer or your cell phone in order to show the project. So you will have this quick and express presentation. The main thing to show the business is I want you to understand. You have to understand and teach them and show them the concept, because nobody, and I said nobody, will never fully understand something. So you have, if you teach them the concept and if you help them to understand the concept, they will understand, well, how the business works, because it's a concept and they are understanding it. If my guest, if he follows and he's following me with the concept and he's understanding the concept, well, I can take him to the next step. So if he understands the concept, if he understands the concept, you can take him to the next step, and maybe I will spend, I don't know, 1 hour and a half. I'm being exaggerated with this. I've been like taking the most time to present the business. But if he understands the concept, I can take him to the next step. The next step, maybe I will take 1 hour. And this is the way we do it. So first, what you do is teach them the concept. So we are the Decentra. Okay, so just small pieces of information. We are the Decentra. We do things like this. We work in a decentralized way. I mean, we work globally. And some people will be like having their doubts. Sometimes the people will not be like very comfortable to accept your invitation for you to show them, but you have to be constant with this. And maybe we sometimes will have not much time to show them this, but if they keep the concept with them, maybe they will feel interested by next time, and you can actually take your computer and have the time to show them everything. So this is not only like an investment company. We have many other things. They have multiple services. We have education, we have traveling, we have technology, and we have financial services. I will talk about them a little bit later for the investment plans, but I want you to understand this. In order to use the services, you have to be a member of Decentra in order to use, well, Decentra services. And this inscription is $99, and monthly I will have to be paying $35. So again, Decentra is a decentralized company. That means that works globally. And we have different services like education, traveling, technology, financial services. But in order to be using the services, we have to become a member of Decentra. And by becoming a member of Decentra, you have to pay that inscription of $99 and that monthly payment of $34. So why do we use cryptocurrency? That cryptocurrency, why do we use it? Because it's the decentralized way and we can actually use it globally. This is not an investment. This is an inscription to the company. So we have a private club membership. In that private club, you can participate in the investment fund. And it goes from the $30,000 to $50,000.
cada uno de los sectores, porque hasta que una persona se aprenda todos los sectores, entonces ya no.
So we have different sections, and we have many different sections, but we have to teach them the concept. You will not spend like 50 minutes giving them like all the information, all the documents and all those stuff. We are just teaching them the concept. You will not spend that much time by explaining everything, because for that you have to take the time in order to do it. And that is the next step after they understood the concept. So that investment and those sections will give you some percentage, and that's your profit. So the percentages of profit goes here in Latin America goes from 6 to 7% mostly, but Decentra is giving you a 33% to a 60% profit every year. But you need to understand this. But just after you multiply your capital, after you grow your capital to the double. So how much time will that take me? Well, it's a period around 20 to 30 months. So let's say you start with a $10,000 investment in cryptocurrency. So when you already have that $20,000 investment, so every time you take out your money, the company will take a commission of 10%. But what happens when you have that investment? You will end up with an estimate of 180%, or at least 80% more than when you started. So the main thing is to the people that you're showing this information is to understand this concept. So this is a skill that we need to improve and to learn. So we can do this first approach in 5 minutes. So in that follow-up, you can take your PowerPoint, you can take a paper sheet, a pencil, so you can be really visual in this part. So in order for me to give that follow-up to that person and actually showing them the concept and all the information in a deeper way, because at the beginning it shocked me to understand this, because I learned it. When I was with my marketing leader, he told me this, like 80-90% of the information that someone gives you, because that 90% of the information that someone will give you, the people will not retain it. But with that 10% of information, today, you can make even $100,000 investment from everything that you have done, and all my success story, all the work I did in the previous time, everything I did in the production time. See, 90% of that information, 90% of that time spent, well, it's useless now, because I'm already in that 10%. Well, I can see the results and the profit. But with that 10%, after all the troubles, all the time spent, because when you get to that 10% is when you are already successful and you can protect your family, you can protect your own. So in this follow-up, you have to connect your guest with information. Okay? You have to get to settlements and agreements with that person. And remember the closure. Remember the closure. Because in this closure, you have to make and schedule a second appointment where you will actually get to the point of that investment. Because I will not be being hostile, like calling and calling and calling and calling again. You will not be this insistent to the person. If he wants to do it, well, he will do it because it's something that will be also to help them improve their financial growth. So when you start, when you take off, you have to bring your new partner. Then the second step is to create a virtual wallet and pay the inscription, and have that initial investment of $100 in USDT. And then you can help your new partner to grow their business. Remember, you will bring 2 new partners every month, but you have to help your new partners, well, to bring more partners. So I just want you to understand some things that they will be like, oh, let me check, let me gather information. But you have to also tell them that when they do research in the internet, you will learn that, well, not the information is legal and it's good information. So, well, thank you everyone for being in this place. And remember that the basis and the principles will never change. Thank you guys for being here, because we will be giving you more information about products, details, trainings, that the services that our enterprise provides. So let's be in these places and apply ourselves to these principles and foundations. So I hope you have a great day, great week, and thank you everyone. See you next time.
Recording stopped.